Alrighty, so if everything's going to plan, we should be live on the Race Spec Esports channel. So, g'day guys and girls, welcome back to the Race Spec Esports channel. It is a Tuesday night, which means it's regional league night, so we're kicking things off tonight with the Pacific side of things. We're doing Tier 3 Pacific. This is my first foray into the Pacific side of things. Obviously, if you accustomed to me, a little bit from last Sunday, I did RS3 at Italy, and now I'm obviously going to be doing the Pacific side of things for Tier 3. Like I said, I wasn't sure earlier back on Sunday what tier I was doing, but we've sorted stuff out and we're doing Tier 3. Fingers crossed, I think, for the remainder of the season. So we're here for round 7 of the Australian Grand Prix. What a great track it is to be. Majority for these guys as well, it'll be for the home track as well. So that should be very, very exciting. Now, people will probably say a lot of, say that, this track is boring, whatnots. This is not really a great passing opportunity track, but you never know. We shall wait and see what comes of that. We've got 16 drivers with us tonight, so that is always a good sign. Having a few more drivers than what we had back on Sunday night. So should be in for an entertaining night. Now, I've seen Suskaz is in the Haas has looked like he's crashed out between turns 5 and 6. This is a well-known hotspot, which you can see now going through with Smeg. And the medium competitor tyres set a good lap time of a 22.503. Decent lap time from him so far. Our current championship leader. We'll get into the championship standings, I think, more into the formation lap. So current moment, we're 13 minutes to go. There's currently Johnny, who's leading the way in the Alpha Romeo with a 20.464. Very nice lap from him so far. Darkness Abyss, they're in P2. They're with a 20.924. As Chubasaurus Rex goes to the top with a 20.448. So we get it fixed up there. There we go. This game always likes to have a few glitches along the way. Typical, as always. But, yeah, as always, get in touch. The live chat is, pretty much live, you could say. Want to have your say or whatnot on who you think is going to get pole, who's going to win this race. Potentially, I hope none of these guys are watching this while they're racing. Like I said on Sunday, would not recommend it at all. And just let me know as well if you're watching how the stream quality is and how the audio quality is as well. Whether I need to make some adjustments. Johnny now back to the top with a 20.253. Don't know why this thing is always glitching out. It doesn't say the fastest lap down the bottom there, but it definitely is. So he set that on his second lap on the soft competitor tyres as he just gets out of the road here of the Williams car of, that's the other Williams of Yamisaurus Rex. I never thought I'd see the day where I see Chubasaurus Rex and Yamasaurus Rex in the same lobby. So there's got to be a relation to that somehow, I would think. But let's see a bit further down here. We got obviously those. So Johnny and Chubasaurus Rex and Yamasaurus Rex are currently 1, 2, and 3. Darkness Abyss there in 4th. MJJ in P5. Pump Mastev is in P6 in the Mercedes. Smeg is currently P7, but of course he said his lap time on the mediums. Suskars probably will be starting from the back. Shush FC looks like he's had a crash. Let's see who's the nearest car. Has had a crash coming through turn 12. A look of it, there it is. Which is going to be a popular hotspot, to say the least, around this track for a few crashes. Already seen it already. At back at the exit of turn 5. That was where Suskars crashed out earlier on. So that's one hotspot, and there might be a few other hotspots along the way as well. So we've got 10 minutes to go. We've got Lejardo. Again, if I, like I mentioned on Sunday, if I butcher many of these gamer tags, I apologise. I'll probably have to get some clarification for that a little bit earlier on. Oh, sorry, a little bit later on, I should say. See who we can go on board. We're going to be going on board with a lap with somebody here. Maybe who's on a flyer. Is anybody on a flyer? Let's jump aboard, shall we, with the Alfa Romeo, shall we? Or should we go to Alpha Tauri? I'm not actually sure who's on a flyer here. I don't know who's actually on a flyer at the moment, but that's just one of the McLarens just getting out of the way. That'll be the Stig. I'm going to go with that gamer tag. Oh, it's a very little bit wide there coming through turn 3. Now coming through, flying through turn 5 was one of the hot spots. If you run it out too wide and get it in the grass, then the wall is going to be awaiting you. Now through turn 6 and 7. This corner could also be a little bit tricky sometimes if you get on the power a little bit too early. And also if you run a little bit too wide, you can invalidate your lap time. Now tricky turn 9 and 10. Nice and easy onto the power. Now coming up to the fast flying left-right-hander of turn 11. Which is nearly flat through here, as you can see. It might be a bit flatter for the top tier guys, but obviously these guys would like to take it a little bit more cautiously through there. So McLaren just gets out of the way. Very nice job from him. So we'll see where Metz puts himself here in the other Alfa Romeo, considering his teammate runs it a little bit wide coming through the penultimate corner of turn 15. As we come around the final corner now, there's your lap around Albert Park, and it goes P9, the 21.637. So a good job from him. As we'll see, there's a few guys still haven't set lap times yet. Schooner Matata is currently 13th at the moment. So he hasn't set a lap time. He's currently second in the championship, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully the red Xing is more for the drivers, not me. But anyway, WA Huddens. Again, I'm going to go with that, with how the gamer tag is pronounced. And Artie Chengs is currently in last position at the moment, but might not be for too much longer if he can set a lap time. But currently, there's now 8 minutes left. Johnny is still the leader, 20.253, ahead of Chabosaurus Rex. They're in position 2, Darkness Abyss. Just getting out of the road there. I'm not sure whether he's on a fly or not. I think these guys are just trying to avoid each other, hopefully. There's Te Lunacy, who is currently position 4. He's jumped himself up there, 20.6. So he makes his way back into the lane. Yamasaurus Rex in position 5. And it's MJJ in 6, Pup Mastef in 7th, the Stig in 8th, Metz in 9th, and Smeg, current championship leader, currently in 10th place at the moment. It looks like he's on a flyer. Is anybody else close handy that is on a flyer? No, don't think so. I think majority of these guys might be coming in. Keep an eye on that one. Let's see where Smeg can put himself here. He's through the final corner now. He's already set his lap time on a 22.5 on the mediums. Can he improve? He does at the P8 to the 21.191. Very nice lap from Smeg. He'd be probably maybe wanting to improve a little bit here. I have noticed in the results standings that he's been the ever consistent that he is Smeg. Don't think he's actually had a race victory as of yet, but just been keeping very consistent. Just runs it a little bit too wide coming through turn 5. Like I mentioned earlier, it's one of the spots where you can invalidate your lap time. So he might be coming back into the pit lane. See if anybody else on a flyer. I probably would not recommend going on 2-lap old soft compound tyres. You definitely want to be starting on the freshest set of tyres for this one. Jump aboard here with Yamasaurus Rex. So WA Huddens has put a lap time in as well of 23.7 on the mediums. Goes purple in Sector 2, but of course that's always a little bit of a glitch. Somehow in this game. I don't know how it hasn't been fixed yet. Should definitely be fixed for the next game. If they haven't already got a plan in place for that. Cody's, you'll be kidding yourselves. That's yellow flags there. That's just for one of the cars just going into the pit lane, I think. Coming through to the final corner now. Currently in 6th place at the moment. Does he improve? May just. Yes, he does go onto the front row of the grid. The 20.369, just ahead of his teammate, Chabosaurus Rex. So nice job from him. Just about a tenth, just a little bit over a tenth behind Johnny at the moment, who still currently leads the way. MJ, just noticed as well, dropped himself up the 4th spot, so nice job from him. So who do we reckon might get pole position here for the Australian Grand Prix? With just under 5 minutes to go. Is Johnny the unbeatable one for this race? Can anybody else maybe surprise us? Can we see a 19 potentially in Tier 3? You never know. Just seeing, checking out the chat as well. Hello, plebs. Streaming audio is perfect. Beautiful. Love to hear it. C, you are brilliant as a commentator. Thank you. Even though it's only my second race doing the commentary in Race Spec and my second ever live stream. So, hopefully my internet is coping very, very well. Was it Christoph? I think I recognise your name. Nice commentary. Love it. Glad there's more drivers than RS3 last weekend. That is very true, yes. Considering, like I mentioned, it was only 10 drivers that turned up for RS3. So, but it turned out to be an entertaining race. Go check that out. It's actually on the YouTube channel if you want to relive Sunday night back in Italy. Kyle Dye, better known as KD. Ooh, Roscoe on comms. And the love hearts face emoji. Love it. Thank you, KD. I'm not entirely 100% sure who this second Renault is. Let me just double check. It could be my Schooner Matata. That might have rejoined the quali session maybe. Gotta love it with Cody's games that sometimes the gamer tags can never show up. This was a common theme on Sunday. Same thing with Stone Tower, but it's pretty much a bit quiet at the moment here. So I think we're nearly about to see the final runs here at Australia. So we'll give you a little bit more feedback. Australia is 5.303 kilometres, or 3.296 miles, 16 quarters, 6 to the left and 10 to the right, if I've got that correct. If I haven't, I apologise, but got a bit more notes this week compared to last time, so yes, we'll wait and see. So looking like it's going to be, I think it might be Johnny here. This is going to be very, very awkward for him with traffic literally right, left and centre when he's about to set his lap time. This is going to be awkward. We'll get out of the way. His teammate, that's going to be awkward. Might have got a little bit of a slipstream there, but that won't have helped him. Yeah, I'd be probably getting out of everyone's way if I was all the other drivers. This is very, very awkward. Now, you usually want to keep it till about the last minute here, but of course, finding space is very critical as well. These guys still got 2 minutes left up their sleeve here. Let's see how it goes here, coming down into turn 9 and 10. Everyone has done their job so far. Oh, he validates to Johnny, so he just runs a little bit wide coming out of turn, turn 10. Was that turn 9? I can't actually work it out, but anyway, he ran a little bit wide coming through the exit and he's validated his lap time. Possibly could go for another run if he wanted to, but it's a bit of a risk one compared to when it comes for strategy a bit later on, but yeah, he's backed off now, so he might be just trying to find a bit more space to set a lap time. So we've only got the 13 runners left. You can see Shush has retired, as well as Suskars, and Lahardo has also retired in the pits, I would think. I haven't seen a crash anywhere else, but this is where it all happens, folks. The last minute or so. We will take pole position here for the Australian Grand Prix in Tier 3. So we can have a look on board WA Huddens. He will be the first of the cars on track, as there's a Williams around. Oh, no, he's just looking for space, actually. I thought for a second there that it might have been a spinner, but no, Yamasaurus Rex just finding space. So got 30-odd seconds left, so everybody should be able to start their lap time as... Oh my, what the heck just happened there? Okay, that is very weird, to say the least. We'll move on from that one. Don't know whether there's a bit of lag or something or what, but that just seems a little bit weird there. If that's for a Schooner Matata. Let's see on board with WA Huddens. He's coming through into the final sector now here with the first car to cross the line. Got MJ, I think, not too far behind him here. Can he get himself inside the top 10? Remember, anybody who starts inside the top 10 will be starting on the tyres they qualify on. So here we go. WA Huddens to the line. Goes 8th with a 21.0. MJ does not improve. Oh, he does improve. Oh, he might have invalidated there by the looks of it. Where else? There was an AlphaTauri. Artie Cheng's does improve, but stays 7th. What about Pump Mastiff? Goes 7th now with a 20.730. Literally nothing in it. Jabasaurus Rex. Can he make a play for pole position? No, he can't. He misses out by 7/1000ths of a second. Who's the next one? Darkness Abyss. Crosses the line. Johnny has come into the pit lane as Darkness actually, I think, aborts his lap time. It was just slows coming across the control line. So, looks pretty happy with position 5. Who else we've got? Stig is next, I think. Smeg has retired in the pit lane, so I think, anyway, I might have missed that. But he misses out on getting in the top 10. Which isn't a bad thing in the least. He'll start outside, he'll start on whatever tyres he wants. What about Yamasaurus Rex? He's the only man left that could steal pole position and put the Williams on the front row of the grid as he's run out of fuel by the looks of it. So, never mind about that one. But he finishes up in P3 there in the end. So, we'll have a look at the full results here. So, it is Johnny that takes pole position at 120.253. Literally, Jabasaurus Rex, nothing in it for pole position, 0.007 away from getting that pole position, but just misses out. But he'll be pretty happy with that. Yamasaurus Rex, his teammate, in position 3. And then MJJ in position 4 there with 120.571. Darkness Abyss in P5 with 120.583. 20.6 for Tay Lunacy in 6th. Then it's Pump Mastiff, Artie Cheng's, WA Huddens, and the Smeg rounds out your top 10. All the top 10 runners under a second, so that's not too bad overall. Stig outside the 10 in 11th, Metz in 13th, that's the Scooter Matata in 13th, Lijardo 14th, and then you got the two guys that's the Suscars and Shush FC that crashed out during qualifying, so they'll start from the rear of the grid. Right, so while these guys are setting up their strategies, I'll take a little quick drink. All right, get the voice freshen up a little bit before we start this race. Got about 10 seconds now before everybody will be setting off for their formation lap, so these guys will have not much long to pick their strategy. So I'll wait and see what everyone has decided on. Ari Lijardo, what happened to Renault? Not entirely sure, to be honest. So I don't even know if he's actually in the lobby or not, just by looking on the right-hand side of the screen. I could be wrong. Please don't have a lobby glitch. That's the last thing we need. God, you gotta love this game, don't you? You really gotta love this game. Stand by. I might have to check the chat here to see whether there's been any issues. No, actually, it looks like it's all good now. So, okay, no, we have all 16 runners here, so there might have been just a little bit of a glitch there. Don't know what the hell happened. Somebody may have had a bad connection there, but anyway, let's get the tyres up, see what everybody's going on. We'll get the telemetry up as well, since I forgot about it, I think, on the race. So, obviously, all the top 10 will be starting on the soft compounded tyres. Outside the 10, though, we got 2 guys on the soft compounded tyres, being Schooner Matata and Suskaz. And then 4 guys on the mediums, that being Stig, Metz, Lahardo, and Shush, all on the mediums. No one's obviously going for the hard compounded tyres, although you never know, strategy may play a factor. It's a bit unknown, a bit with the strategy as well. Softs to mediums or softs to hards. I think one or the other is probably better. Actually, can't quite remember. I don't think I've done Australia too much, but as both the Williams boys have got themselves disqualified, so they're going to have very cold tyres to the start of the race. Very nice stuff from those guys. But a quick rundown of the championship while we're doing this. We've got the Smeg currently on top of the championship standings on 98 points, 11 points clear of a Schooner Matata on 87. Then Chubasaurus Rex is closing him down, I should say, on 81 points, 6 points behind. Obviously, last race winner out, so at Italy. They got Suskaz in P4, and then Te Lunacy in position 5. Then it's Ash in P6, who I don't think is here. Honest Crook was obviously reserve 7th. Artie Cheng's in 8th. Darkness Abyss in 9th, and TGF Old Boy is 10th. Then Yamasaurus, Metz, Johnny, Lahardo, MJJ, WA Huddens, Wonky, Stig, BMAC, Pump Mastiff, Power, I'm not going to guess that game tag, Semi-Pro, Mustard Gas, Shush, and Venus Broken. Quickly, Constructors, it is Racing Point that lead on 153 points. Only 6 clear of Renault, so that'll be an interesting battle in the Constructors. Williams on 115 points in 3rd, and it's Haas on 96, AlphaTauri in 5th on 77, Alfa Romeo on 57, Ferrari on 51, Red Bull on 50, McLaren on 20, and Mercedes have an absolute donut on 0. Hard to believe, isn't it? That I've never seen that anywhere else. Not in real life. Hopefully it may happen very shortly. We'll wait and see. Fingers crossed we get the red lights going here. We do have the 5 red lights. And away we go for the Australian Grand Prix. It looks like a pretty good start, I think, from the Alfa Romeo. There's a Red Bull that's ghosting now. I don't know what's going on here. I literally have no idea what's going on. There's a lot of ghosting. That'll be probably because the Williams boys obviously disqualified themselves. There's a good start from the pole sitter. He's leading down into turn 3. We got these... How many guys are ghosting on my screen? I don't even know. Fingers crossed, hopefully that's not my connection. Apparently still going, but anyway. But it's yellow flag sector 1. It's WA Huddens that's gone backwards. He's at the back of the grid, and at Lunacy he's dropped back to 6th. He was up to 2nd at one point. Whether that's a glitch or not, I don't know. But there's a side-by-side. That's the Darkness Abyss and the Williams going side-by-side. There's a... what? Okay, when did that happen? There's lots happened. I've missed a lot. What's going on? Johnny's dropped back to P5, so... I've literally no idea what the hell's happened. So whether that's an error or what, or some glitch, I have no idea. But it's MJ apparently that's leading this race ahead of Chubasaurus Rex. And then Darkness Abyss just ahead of Yamasaurus Rex. There's, I think, Pump Mastiff and the Artie Changs are battling away here. There's Smeg there, P9. Very consistent for the moment. Surprisingly, all go through cleanly. Suskaz putting a move on Schooner Matata. At the final corner, side by side for those two. It's a bit awkward through there. Somehow they've actually managed to come out of that very well there. I was expecting worse. It's Schooner Matata may get the move done into turn 1. He does. There's Shush FC not too far behind. We get a little bit sideways there on the grass. There's Suskaz. He might just play it safely through there into turn 3. Does so. Settle into 12th place for the time being as WA Huddens comes in for the hard compounded tyres. So he'd be hoping maybe for a safety car to maybe help him out. But it's 0.5 between MJJ and Chubasaurus Rex. Again, I seriously don't have any clue what the heck just happened. Whether I've missed something there or whether there's a glitch or something. But anyway, we'll carry on. These guys are pulling away from Darkness Abyss there in position 3. Now AlphaTauri and Yamasaurus Rex. Pole sitter, who's jumped back to P5. And Lunacy was up in like 2nd spot, like I mentioned, but he's now 6th. Everybody so far through cleanly. Pump Mastiff is in 7th. There's Smeg there, just trying to put a bit of pressure here on Artie Chengs. Not quite close enough for the time being. But everyone just keeping it nice and cool for the moment. Don't need to do anything silly. You never know how this may play out. Safety cars could play a factor in this race, so it'll be interesting to see what a lot of these guys will do. As that's a beautiful run there for Smeg. Artie Cheng's had a shocking run by the look of it coming out of the final corner. Actually, he's got front wing damage there, so that might have been a factor in that. But Smeg will get position 8. So he'll hopefully start to pull away here and maybe catch up to the Mercedes in front of him. Although saying that, he might be under a bit of attack very shortly from Artie Cheng's, but he might struggle a little bit with through these corners here, especially with the front wing damage. We'll wait and see. You can see, look at the understeer. You can see how much time he's dropped away from Smeg in that racing point. So Smeg up into 8th. Meanwhile, at the front, this gap is starting to close here between Chapasaurus Rex and MJJ. This is critical as well, considering his 2 nearest championship rivals, who's currently 3rd in the championship at the moment, is Chapasaurus Rex. His 2 nearest championship rivals are currently 8th and 11th, currently, respectively. He didn't quite get the run coming through turn 11 and 12, but he will get the DRS. It's now lap 3. We didn't actually have a timing glitch, I don't think, on lap 2, which is a very surprising, to say the least. You can see MJ using a lot of ERS there as he goes Chapasaurus Rex and Darkness Abyss going side by side. It's never easy going through there. Here comes Johnny going to go around the outside into the penultimate corner, but he doesn't quite work out for him. Now Lunacy will join this battle very shortly, but he can't quite get the run here, as I think there's a bit of a moving going on there in the foreground. It's Chapasaurus Rex, where's MJ? He takes the lead, does Chapasaurus Rex. And he will have the DRS as well, so he should pull away, theoretically, from that Red Bull behind. Does MJ have a think about it going into turn 3? No, thinks better of it. Well, these guys are keeping as simple as they can be. Stig, that made no sense at all. Stig and Artie Chengs. I think Stig might have tried for a move there, but it's failed. Artie Chengs will hang on for the time being. Of course, he's Stig, first of the medium compound tyre runners. Currently in the top 10. We've only got the 16 runners, of course, but of course 15, obviously, of these guys will be scoring points. Here comes Scooter Matata. That's a very rare move going up the inside. A little bit of contact between these two. Artie Cheng's already got a penalty, so is Shush. MJ now gets a 3-second time penalty. It's all happening here at the moment. Look at this, side by side. Maybe a little bit of a bumper go here, but managed to get away with that. And Stig manages to hang on for the time being, but he's got very little ERS here. So he might be closing in here. Oh, hello. Where did Suskars come from out of all of that? He goes around the outside, gets 11th spot. What a move there from Suskars. Up to 11th now, does the Haas driver go. I don't think I've ever seen anyone try to go around the outside, as Scooter Matata's coming into the pit lane already. So maybe not a big fan of these soft compounded tyres, or maybe something else. Yellow flags in Sector 1. That looks like a Lunacy, who's around a turn 1 and 2. Not sure what's happened there, whether he's come into contact with somebody or what, whether he's done this all by himself, but he's dropped a bunch of spots now back into 14th. Meanwhile, his teammate's gone to the hard compounded tyres. Should comfortably come back out in 15th spot. Metz has got a 3-second time penalty. 0.5 of a second, so he's not quite pulling away at this stage. The other guys will be trying to close in as quick as they can. Chapasaurus Rex, Chapasaurus' teammate, in position 3. Quite within that 1-second window in front of MJ. So he'll have to bide his time a little bit here. Darkness Abyss. Looks like everyone's just sort of settling down a little bit here, getting into their rhythms. As Artie Cheng's looked like he's had a terrible run coming through turn 11 and 12, and that's easy move for Suskars up into 8th spot. So he's making some moves. There's the Haas driver. Next up will be Smeg, our championship leader, who's pretty much keeping nice and comfortable in P7 at the moment. Runs it a little bit wide as he nearly throws it all away there to Suskars. As Darkness Abyss comes into the pit lane. WA Huddens has 3-second time penalty. So, on for the medium compounded tyres. Okay. They're not sure whether this is a 1-stop or a 2-stop here for Darkness Abyss. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. It's a bit of an unknown. I'm not really too sure if a two-stop it can work, but you never know. Safety cars could play a factor in all of that, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh, Smeggy getting very sideways. I caught the back end of that one. You're welcome, Smeg, if you're watching this one back through turn 5. Lucky nearly threw it all away then. Meanwhile, back we go. Up the front, it's 0.8 of a second. Oh, that's a little error there from Johnny. And Pump Mustiff is probably going to take in full advantage of this. He does. So there goes the Mercedes driver up into 4th spot now. It's be a good point source if he can finish in this position. Because, like I said, Mercedes have scored 0 points so far this season. A sentence I thought I'd never ever thought I'd say. Especially in real life. Oh, Johnny's binned it! He's binned it and the wall of safety car has been deployed. Where's the nearest car I can get to? He's straight it all the way coming out of turn 13 by the looks of it. Now this will change strategy big time here. I would assume everybody will be coming in. Yamasaurus Rex is going to have to double stack here as his teammate is in. So it'll be interesting to see what tyre strategies majority of these guys will go on. So MJ going on the hard competitor tyres. Who else we got? Metz is staying out. Chubasaurus Rex going onto the hard competitor tyres. He manages to stay ahead of the Red Bull. What about Yamasaurus Rex? He'll probably drop a bunch of spots here. Pump Mastiff, Lijardo. Going to fight to the line here. It's tight. He might have just held on for second spot for the time being. Sake can be said for Darkness Abyss, but he'll have to settle in behind into position 6. Behind Pump Mastiff there. Meanwhile, there's a few others in the pit lane as well, or just leaving the pits, I should say. So, interesting strategy playing out here. So, got the top 2 at the moment, I don't think have pitted. So, Metz on 6-lap old mediums, ahead of Lijardo in the Ferrari on 6-lap old mediums as well. So, the first of the pit stoppers is Chubasaurus Rex. He's gone onto the hard competitor tyre. Same for MJ. And same for Pump Mastiff. He's on the hards as well. Darkness Abyss is on the medium competitor tyres. Of course, obviously he pitted that 1 lap earlier, just before that safety car, of course. Smeg in position 7, he's on the hards as well. Yamasaurus Rex obviously dropped that lot of time because of that double stacking at Williams. There's 1 pit boom per 2-car team. So, yeah, it's unfortunate for him, but he might make his way through the field. We'll wait and see. Suscars has gone onto the medium competitor tyres. He was making good inroads, was the Haas driver. And Stig gone onto a set of soft competitor tyres, which is interesting. I'll have to double check that to see what he started on. Shush has gone onto the softs as well. So maybe these guys might be banking on safety cars again, potentially. I'm not 100% sure. Because I don't think he can take soft competitor tyres to the end of this race. We've got Artie Cheng's there on the mediums as well. So it'll be interesting to see which one of the tyres will last here around the Australian Grand Prix. I think theoretically the mediums would. Definitely the hards can make it to the end. But a bit of a question mark about the medium competitor tyres, so we'll wait and see. The other one was Tia Lunacy has gone onto the hard competitor tyres as well. And obviously WA Huddins rounds out your 15 car. So unfortunately for the pole sitter, it's not been a great round here at the Australian Grand Prix, hitting 0 points. So if everybody else finishes, everybody will be scoring points. So let me just quickly check the... let's have a look here. So, yeah, Stig and Shush were on the medium competitor tyres. They've gone to softs, which is interesting to say the least. Probably maybe would have gone with the hard competitor tyres, potentially, not... Of course, that's their choice, of course, of what tyres they want to go on. Like I said, they're probably banking on a few safety cars. Still under safety car here. We might get a restart possibly at the end of this lap. We're seeing everybody's joined the train. So the other Alfa Romeo currently leading. Just checking out the chat. Let us know as well. Let me know down in the live chat as well. Always like to read your comments. Sam Newcomb, what happened to Johnny? Looked like he may have gone a little bit wide, possibly at turn 13, and he's obviously looped it around or something along those lines in between that turn 13, 14 area, and he's ended up with a tyre missing on his car. So You can make of that what you will. ACW in the chat, mediums will be quite a stretch. Yeah, I'd probably say the same thing, ACW, so you never know. A few of these guys might try and push it, or they might have to pit again, obviously, or another safety car could help them out. So, safety car leaves the field. And hopefully we don't get a... Hopefully the safety car restart is very good from our race leader here. Usually when it means the safety car's in the pit lane, we can go racing. Which I think is now, actually. That's a very good restart there from Metz. He's just left them all there. What has happened? Everyone's gone to sleep. Darkness Abyss is going to take full advantage of this. That's the camera I was trying to look for. He gets past Pump Mastiff. So it looks like a few guys may have been caught napping there at that safety car restart. Meanwhile, Chapasaurus Rex trying to get past Lahardo here. Well, let me take it nice and cautiously. Going to go around the outside into turn 4. He might get it done. He does. So he's moved up into second spot now. Puts a car in between himself and MJ. Meanwhile, Smeg and Yamasaurus Rex, I think, were battling. Look at Stig all over the back of that other Williams. Shush putting pressure as well on Stig as well. So these guys on the soft compounded tyres will have a lot of grip. It obviously won't last too long. MJ also getting past. I'm trying to keep an eye on everything happening here. Stig trying to go around the inside, moving to turn 9. Doesn't quite work, but he'll take full advantage of this one, I think. I apologise for missing that one with MJ and Lahardo. Into turn 11. Don't want to be going side by side through here, but good call there from Yamasaurus Rex. Just let the car go on the soft compound, the much quicker rubber. Just let him do his thing. Obviously, he'll probably have to pit again. But he might be looking in a bit more shape. Oh, as one of the boards has disappeared, thanks to Shush FC. I think it was one of the braking boards there, not 100% sure on that one. But there's Metz that leads after the safety car, after lap 1 of the safety car restart. He's got a 1 second advantage over Chapasaurus Rex. Of course, at the moment, Metz probably will definitely have to pit because he didn't pit during the safety car. And MJ in third. Here comes Darkness Abyss. Getting a move on Lahardo into turn 3. Again, he have to try to go around the outside, and he pulls it off very well. So everybody's trying to do going around the outside, and it's working out well. So Lahardo's dropping a few spots. Obviously, he's another guy who has not pitted. Oh, yellow flags. Yamasaurus Rex has put it in the wall by the looks of it. And I think that might be a bit of his front wing gone there. Yes, it is. You can see that left side end plate is missing. So, what was looking like a decent result for Yamasaurus Rex, well, still will be if he wants to finish this race and score some points. He's on for a podium, potentially, but now that's been all thrown away. Obviously, that double stacking at the pit stop wouldn't have helped, but now that crash has really hurt him big time there. Meanwhile, the two Renaults going side by side here. Excuse me. Lunacy getting ahead of his teammate, I think, there. So he's on the much fresher medium compounded tyres compared to his teammate, Schooner Matata. So we'll look here further up. So the gap is now DRS gets enabled. Well, re-enabled, I should say. This is 0.6 of a second now. So Chapasaurus Rex just starting to close in that gap. So they won't get DRS on this straight, but they'll get it on the next one. This is between turns 12 and 13. This Pump Mastiff is getting past Lahardo, so he's dropping a few spots as he gets on the grass there, does the Ferrari, but manages to keep it on the road. Oh, that's a great shot, isn't it? The chopper cam here. Looking at Lahardo as he's being chased down by Suskaz there in the Haas. And he's not really quite close enough here, although he should be a lot quicker. Considering there's a 6-lap difference on the medium compounded tyres. He's not really quite close enough at this stage, but we'll keep an eye on that one. Meanwhile, this gap at the top, at the front, might be becoming a 3-way fight very shortly here. Because MJ might be kicking himself a little bit because he's got that 3-second time penalty, so that won't help him later on. Not sure the penalty situation as WA Huddins gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, very wide there from MJ. Lost a lot of ground there. Might keep himself in the 1-second window. And there's Darkness Abyss trying to slowly but surely catch him. He's not really quite close enough there at the moment. There's a few close battles here. Let's go back here. Lahardo's absolutely getting swamped. He's back to 7th. Might not be 7th for too much longer. We'll wait and see. He's still got the DRS, obviously, from Suscars. Let's see if he still gets it. Yes, he still does. Change for the lead up the front. I think Chapasaurus has got past him. As Mets, he has, so apologies, I've missed that one, but he's got the move done, I think, at turn 3. So Chapasaurus Rex now puts another car between himself and MJ. Smeg goes side by side with Lahardo there, through turn 5, and he gets the job done. He's up to 7th. Stig and Shush going battling side by side through here. But these guys are the softs, they're absolutely giving it to each other. This is Dodgem car stuff here. Now Artie Cheng's might have a look up the inside in for 10th. He doesn't quite have enough there in the end. Oh, has he lost maybe a bit of front wing there possibly as well? I think he's missing an end plate on the right-hand side of things. Oh, Stig up the inside of Lahardo at the left. Oh, that's very close there. What the hell just happened? Shush was going for an absolute move and a half there. That's through turn 11 and 12. But he gets it done. It's the Ferrari guys, they're absolutely getting swamped by the looks of it. Lahardo's back to 11th. And this race is so entertaining here as MJ now has got past 2nd spot there. So as actually Metz has had looks like he's had a shocking run at the final corner. So he's losing another spot to Darkness Abyss there. So he's back down to P3 now. So he's still yet to pit, of course. So those tyres might be starting to feel the wear a little bit. There's Suscars having a look there on Pump Mastiff, but not quite close enough there for the time being. Stig going very wide there at turn 3. Look under attack from Shush. Of course, these guys should not have too much grip left, I would think, on their soft competitor tyres. They'll probably start to struggle a little bit, and Tear Lunacy there in the Renault will be probably starting to close in on these guys very shortly. So we'll jump on board here with the Mercedes drive. Oh, again, a little bit of tyre banging between these two. It's definitely entertaining me, that is for sure. Around the outside goes Shush into turn 10. Now, this is going to be interesting. Who gets the right of way into turn 11? Stick manages to hang on for the time being, but these guys Shush's got nothing left in ERS-wise. Oh, they nearly ended in the wall then. But just managed to hang on with these two. Again, I don't know how they haven't ended up in the wall, or at least one of them in the wall, but they've managed to keep it very clean so far. Up the front, it's sort of settling down a little bit. The gaps are starting to phase out a bit. So Pump Mastiff is trying to close in on Metz, of course. Still in the DRS window. Suscars is not too far behind either. We'll keep an eye on this battle for a little bit. 9th and 10th. 8th, 9th and 10th, I should say. That Mercedes getting closer here. See, Stig does not have DRS. As actually Lunacy might take advantage of this. There's a think about it, but Shush goes a little bit more deeper there. Or actually, Lunacy might have actually just broken a little bit early there just to be on the safe side. So he'll settle in for 10th for the time being. As, okay, what's happened here? Someone lagged out, possibly? I don't actually know. It's saying Metz is down at 15th now, so... okay, this is definitely a weird glitch. Okay, well, it's just fixed itself now, so... Never mind. So, it might have been my net, I'm not 100% sure. So, have to play it by ear for the time being. Yellow flags, that'll be WA Hardens has hit the wall. He manages to get away with there. So I think Pump Mastiff has got past for P4. So Metz is down to 5th. Oh, again, there's a little bit of contact, although that's lag a little bit there. So might be a few issues with my net, maybe. I'm not 100% sure this one, but we'll keep pushing on for the time being. So Suscars trying to close in here for P5. Metz is really lagging a little bit here, so hopefully the stream is still working. Might be a little bit laggy, possibly, not 100% sure, but WA Hardens into the pit lane for a new front wing and mediums. Meanwhile, at the front, 0.7 of a second. now Schooner, though. Fingers crossed, hopefully it's not me. We'll wait and see who's the nearest battle here. It's trying to close in. Spec gets the 3-second time penalty. I did notice that one. He might be okay now. I don't know. That might have been just a little bit of a glitch there. Maybe, I don't know. It's a Chubosaurus Rex. So just got the 1 second. No, not quite. He knows outside 1 second. He did get the DRS, did MJ. And just keeping within that window just a tiny bit. Although for how much longer, who knows? There's things going right, left, and centre. In case there's two guys on the soft compound tyre runners are in. So onto the hards goes Stig, and Shush is getting a front wing change and another set of softs. Don't know whether you could take those with the amount of laps at the end. What was there, 13, 14 laps to go? Have I got that number right? 12, 13 laps to go around that region, so should be a tough ask. Well, this gap is starting to close in here between Chubosaurus Rex and MJ. It's 0.8 of a second, so he's keeping within that DRS. No, he's got very little ERS left. He's literally got 0. Doesn't really help when you've got under 10% ERS because I think your engine wear sort of suffers a little bit there, so that might be costing him a little bit. You can see, look at the difference there. Chubosaurus Rex got like 48%, nearly 50-odd% ERS, and you look at MJ, he's got 10%, so you can tell the difference. Race leader not using too much ERS currently. Meanwhile, Yamasaurus Rex, his teammate, and I think Lahardo were battling, but it's ended in Lahardo's favour. Here's Smeg closing in for 6th spot here. Shush gets another 3-second time penalty, so we'll have to check the penalties in a second. He just rolls out of it a little bit there, so he might be just trying to line him up here for the move down into turn 3. Trying to get a much better run here. And Metz might have a lot more ERS up his sleeve, so Metz might be stretching this strategy to maybe go into the soft compounded tyre later on, so to keep an eye on that one as he gets a little bit sideways there as the Alfa Romeo goes very wide. And Spec will take full advantage of this now, I think. Up into turn 6. He's got it now, so good move there for Spec. It's just ever consistent as always. Just keeps putting points in the bank there. Especially when it comes for later on in the season, because you never know what could happen. Smeggy up into 6. Now Lunacy, we're putting pressure on Metz. So Stig and obviously Shush, obviously now that they're pitted, it's now Lunacy to just start to close in a little bit here. Might actually take full advantage of this, although Metz has got the DRS, little lock up there. And the Alfa Romeo, the only Alfa Romeo's left. WA Hutton's another 3-second time penalty. We'll try and check that very shortly. We'll see whether this battle will end as Metz comes into the pit lane. So that probably will answer my question. So he's taken those mediums 17 laps. So I would think possibly he might go on a set of softs to the end of the race. Might come out, be close as Artie Cheng's also comes into the pit lane as well. Excuse me. Oh, he's getting a front wing change as well, so that's going to cost a little bit of time. Let's see what Artie Cheng's is doing. He's getting a front wing change as well, so a lot of these guys have been finding the walls around here and just picking up that little bit of front wing damage. And there goes Stig and Artie, Shush, I should say. Shush, that's the fastest lap of the race. 1:23.678 on obviously the soft compounded tyres. You never know, that may be broken a little bit later on. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, whoever gets the fastest lap will get that extra bonus point. Doesn't matter where you finish. They will get the bonus point. There's the two Renaults very close to each other. Everyone's sort of phasing out here a little bit, like I mentioned. Let's see here. It's penalties. There we go. So there's the penalty count at the moment. So Chubosaurus Rex keeping it nice and clean at the moment. Not sure entirely about warnings. Artie Cheng gets another 3-second time penalty, so he's up to 9 seconds, along with WA Huddens and Shush. They've all got 9 seconds. Yamasaurus Rex has got 6, and then you got Lahardo, Metz, Stig, Schooner Matata, Smeg, Darkness Abyss, and MJJ all on 3 seconds. So, Jabasaurus, Rex, Pump, Mastiff, Suskaz, and T-Lunacy keeping it pretty clean at the moment so far. Although that could change. I may have just put the commentator's curse on them. I apologise. There's Yamasaurus Rex. It's another 3-second time penalty. So I think that's put him up to 6. No, 9 seconds now. So he joins the 9 seconds club. It's 1.4 seconds now. Between Jabasaurus Rex and MJJ. Just needs to keep it on the black stuff here. Doesn't need to do anything silly. We'll try and avoid, obviously, picking up a few warnings here. So obviously, at the moment, if it stayed as it is, I think that probably would be the podium. Unless there's some moves further back. See, Lunacy starting to close in here on Smeg. See, both the Renaults, if you take that into consideration, they're starting to close in here. Of course, one of them is near his nearest championship rival. Fortunately, that is not Lunacy. Sorry, Lunacy, but it's actually his teammate, Schooner Matata, who's actually just dropped away a little bit as both Ferraris are battling away in the background, I think, 14th and 15th. One of the closest battles, as Smeggy is also starting to close in here on Suskaz, who might be feeling tired. Wow, Darkness Abyss into the pit lane, so he can't take his mediums to the end. So that might be his chance of a podium gone. I would assume he's going for the softs. And indeed he is. As these two are still battling away, Shush and Stig, battling for 9th and 10th. But I would think Darkness Abyss would come out with plenty of fresh air considering the next car. MJ, another 3-second time penalty, so 6 seconds probably is going to come back and bite him here. Especially if Pump Steve gets that gap under 6 seconds. Might be on for P2 at this state. Well, let's go back to this battle for 4th. Smeg closing in. The hardcore Penalties should make their way to the end of the race. I wasn't really too sure whether the mediums would get to the end. But going by what I've seen so far, looking very, very doubtful. So they might have, so Suskaz may have to make another pit stop later on. Checking the live chat out. Jose, morning to all. Morning to you, Jose. Well, good evening from Australia, I should say. But Lunacy was having a look there on Smeg, but not quite close enough there. So always get in touch in the live chat if you're watching this video. Give it a like as well and subscribe to the Race Spec Esports channel as well, as there's... Okay, that answers the question now. So Suskaz is going to be coming in, I would assume, for the softs. As yellow flags, that Shush, I think, has got around at turn 11 and 12. He's way off in the gravel. So he might have had a spin way before, turn 12. So it always is a hot spot. Usually it's turn 12 that catches a lot of people out. So Suskaz will come back out in 8th spots, I should think. Where's the nearest car? There's yellow flags in Sector 3. Might have been for the Merc, I don't know, but two Ferraris are closing into the Merc, so Shush may have some front wing damage as he does come into the pit lane. So 3-second penalty as well for Stig. Well, let's go back to this battle here. This will be interesting as well. Lunacy currently in 5th. This is actually the closest battle we've got so far. So obviously on current points position. If I bring that up in a second, let's just keep an eye on this battle, but not really quite close enough is Lunacy. Lunacy is currently 5th in the championship. It's actually a point behind Suskaz, so I think he will make a jump up into 4th spot after this race. I'm not a mathematician. Well, I thought maths was a pretty good, decent subject back in high school, but it may have dropped off a little bit over the last few years, but on current form, Jabasaurus Rex will be probably literally chomping into Smeg's lead a little bit. Might actually jump into 2nd spot in the championship. I really got to remember the points standings with this season compared to last. It's not the usual F1 point standings. I think it's, from memory, it's based on the MotoGP standings, the points system. So I really need to get accustomed to that. You'd think I'd learned by now, considering it's 7 rounds into the season, but especially when I've been racing in 6 of them. Oh, Smeg, that's a little bit sideways coming out of turn 7. He might come under attack here from Lunacy. Scooter Matata's actually dropped away from this group here, so might be starting to feel the tyre wear maybe a little bit, considering he's on 17 lap old hards, but he's still got a gap of 7.5 seconds back to Darkness Abyss. Lunacy, 3-second time penalty now, so this will make it interesting. Now he's pretty much got to fight for this battle. He can't afford to just pretty much stay behind Smeg for the rest of this race. He has to get past him if he wants P4. Oh, Smeg very wide coming out of the penultimate corner. Yellow flag. Suzcar's in the wall. That's a big crash there. He's lost his right rear wheel by the looks of it. Stop a ball with Artie Cheng's. That is a big crash. And safety car. I had a feeling that might have happened. Just with the way the car was positioned. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Good timing as well for Scooter Matata. He's coming for the soft competitor tyres. There's all Darkness Abyss getting close to that safety car. Be waiting for the leader. Now, what do you do here? Do you stay out or do you come in and put on a fresh set of softs? We'll have to wait and see. Scooter Matata is definitely one. Stick is back into the lane, so he'd be probably chucking on a set of softs. He's got a fresh set up his sleeve. What about Yamasaurus Rex? He's going to take advantage of this one as well. Oh, and he gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I think the speed limit's a little bit different to most other tracks as well. I think it's 60k if I'm not mistaken compared to 80k at most other tracks. And that's not going to help his cause. Soft competitor tyres for him. Now, what do the leaders do here? Be an interesting point here. Because the nearest car on the fresh to softs is actually Scooter Matata. Even though you can technically say Darkness Abyss has been in a couple of laps ago. It's on 3-lap old softs, so we'll wait and see. See, these guys will coming in. No, Chubasaurus Rex going to stick it out, so does MJJ. So, we're going to be entertaining these last few laps, ladies and gentlemen. Strap yourselves in. Putman Steve's going to come in. Lunacy in. Smeg in. So they're not going to fall for it. They're going to put on the softs. It's a nice pit stop from Mercedes. They get him out as well. Artie Chang's 3-second time penalty as well. So I'm going to assume majority of these guys go for... No, Lunacy goes for mediums. And he gets the jump as well, I think, on Smeg. He does. So that's a switch of position. Now, whether Lunacy has made an error there or whether he can't take a set of softs or not, but Scooter Matata's actually jumped both of these guys. So that was literally good timing when that safety car came out. He pitted literally just as the safety car came out, and he's now vaulted himself up into 5th spot. So this is good news for Scooter Matata. And unfortunately, it's bad news, I think, for Smeg as well, a championship leader. It might actually not be our championship leader to the end, come the end of this race, but you never know. We'll wait and see. It's going to be a big old sprint to the end of this race, so strap yourselves in, folks. Like I said, I might take an opportunity to take a swig of water so I can have a voice when I get to the end of the race, so excuse me 1 second. Okay, that should make the voice a little bit better for this end of this race. So we're now just to wait everybody to catch up to the safety car. Here's where we stand on the penalty situation. Actually, we'll have a look at the penalty situation. So, race leader and Pump Mystique are the only two that have yet to get a penalty so far. The rest of them do have penalties. So MJJ's got 6 seconds. Same with Darkness Abyss. Scooter Matata only got 3. Same for Lunacy and Smeg and Metz. Artie Cheng's has got 12 seconds. Same with WA Huddens. Lahardo, 3 seconds. Stig, 6 seconds. Yamasaurus Rex, 14 seconds. And Shush, 9 seconds. Our 2 DNFs being Suscars and Johnny. So they won't be scoring any points here. But let's have a see the moves and shakers of this race. So, you can see here, The biggest mover actually has been a Scooter Matata. He's up 8 spots, although he's ghosting on my screen, so... I did see in the chat beforehand that his internet's not been the greatest, so... We'll wait and see, but he probably want to take a full advantage of this, considering he's second in the championship at the moment. I don't actually know if he's actually in the lobby or not, but... might be just for me, but he's up 8 spots. Next best is actually Mets on 4 spots. A few guys are up 3 spots, and the odd few up 2 or 1 spot, really. Biggest loser, of course, would have to be the pole sitter Johnny. He's down 15 spots. Yamasaurus Rex down 10 spots. But this is where we stand on lap 25, as the safety car is going to come into the lane this lap. So the top 2 have stayed out on their hard compound tyres. They would be fairly worn-ish, but they should have enough grip left up their sleeve. The guys behind are pretty much nearly on majority of them are fresh softs. The only one probably could count out of those the ones that are not on fresh softs are Darkness Abyss and probably Mets as well. So Pump Mastiff, a Scooter Matata on softs, Smeg on softs, and Lunacy on mediums. And then the guys further down the back, Lahardo's actually stayed out on hards, and WA Hutton's on in the same boat. There's a little bit of stuff going on there in the background, I think, for jostling for position, but there's going to be Chubasaurus Rex, as there's been a collisions in the background between Lahardo and WA Hutton's, and teammates are coming together. That's not what you need. Well, green flag racing, lap 26 of 29. Who's going to win this one, folks? Keep an eye on it. Lunacy, Scooter Matata, what's happened to him? He's dropping spots. I don't know actually what the hell's happening to him. Darkness Abyss has got past into second spot. Yellow's in sector 1. I think that's the Ferrari of Lahardo. He's got front wing damage, so that's his race done, I would think. Might hopefully scrape in some points. Huddens and Scooter Matata, I don't even know whether he's in the lobby or not anymore, going by the amount of spots he's lost. We'll have to wait and see on that one. And up the front, it's Chubasaurus Rex still leading. But Darkness Abyss is all over the back of that Williams. Can he make it good on his, while he's got fresh softs up his sleeve? I'm going to assume Scooter Matata's really not in the lobby, potentially. I'm not sure. Or might be rejoining. And can he take full advantage while he's got grip left up his sleeve? Especially with penalties playing a factor in this. Pup Mastiff actually is up into 3rd spot. So it might not have been a good move to stay out on the hard compound tyres. Nice wording there, as always. We're about to nearly start 3 laps to go. If anything, it's more looking like Darkness Abyss might be in the box seat. Or if any, actually, Pump Mastiff might be in the box seat. There goes Darkness Abyss up the inside into turn 1. Is he going to get the move done? There's a little squeeze, but he gets it done. Might have been a little bit forceful there, but I don't know whether Chubasaurus Rex will be happy with that one. Here comes Pump Mastiff here. Round the outside into turn 3. If he can hang it, he might hold on into turn 4. He does. So this might be the man we have to keep an eye on, because he's got 0 penalties. The leader at the moment, Darkness Abyss, got 6 seconds. So Pump Mastiff at the moment may get Mercedes his first points. I don't actually know if he's a reserve or not. Just let me double check that one. Oh, he actually is a reserve, so I'm not sure whether Mercedes... Oh, shush, his teammate might score points. As Lahardo is actually pitted for another set of tyres. There we go, there's the soft compound tyres. That's better. Yellow's in sector 2. That's WA Hundreds has gone around. So the Ferrari's having a shocker here at Australia. Meanwhile, back we go to 4th spot. MJ's absolutely getting swamped because Lunacy's got past. Oh, Chubasaurus Rex in the wall! That's his race done, I think. He's got front wing damage. He's got no front wing at all. He was leading the race for the majority of that race. And now it's all gone. It's all gone. What would have been nearly a full 25 points had it stayed green to the rest of the race. Is probably going to be very little. Minimal points at this stage. Spec gets 4th spot now. So where are we? Stig gets the move on Scooter Matata, who's still lagging a little bit for the looks of things on my screen. Yamasaurus Rex watching on here in P9. Scooter Matata goes around the outside. He's really lagging here, I think. I don't think it's my point of view. I think it's more Scooter Matata. He's really lagging. as he's actually just disappeared actually in a P11. So I don't know what's going on there. So, and of all of this, I think Spec's going to actually benefit from this altogether. So, considering, like I mentioned, his nearest two rivals, Schooner Matata is in now 11th. Don't know what's going on with him. And Chubosaurus Rex pretty much thrown it all away with that. So, obviously it was the wrong call to stay out on the hard compounded tyres. So, the man in the box seat's going to be Punt Mastiff here. On obviously in the fresher soft compounded tyres and 0 penalties. Remember that one. So Darkness Abyss may actually fall, possibly, I don't know whether he'd fall off the podium altogether or not, or whether he'll hang on for a podium. It'll be interesting to see. We start the last lap here. So it's Darkness Abyss leading from Punt Mastiff, who's in the box seat to win the Australian Grand Prix. Lunacy in 3rd. Smeg in 4th. Metz in 5th on 11-lap old softs. How is he still going? I've got to be honest, how the hell is he still going on these set of soft compounded tyres? MJ on 22-lap old hards. He's managing to hang on for the time being. Stig in 7th. And Yamasaurus Rex in 8th. Artie Cheng's in 9th. And Shush FC looking like Mercedes will definitely score points. I think his regular teammate is not here. Is not racing this weekend. So, there's Chubosaurus Rex in 12th. There's Scooter Matata's, well, his car's come in. I don't know whether he's still racing or not. But 1 second now, that gap between Punt Mastiff and Darkness Abyss. So Smeg can absolutely give it his all here. He might be in with a chance at the podium. I think he is giving it his absolute all here. We'll have to wait and see how this podium plans out here. Around the final couple of corners now. We're in turn 13. It's Darkness Abyss. Man, this turned out to be an entertaining race for my first time round. Here in Tier 3. Around the final corner. Going to be the Alpha Tauri of Darkness Abyss that's going to win the race on track. But because of penalties, it'll go to Punt Mastiff, who'll win the Australian Grand Prix. Lunacy will get P2, sorry, with obviously the penalties. Darkness Abyss actually manages to hang on for a podium. Smeg, unfortunately, just misses out by nearly 0.5 of a second in the end. Metz in position 5. MJ ends up in 6th spot. Stig in 7th. Got to give credit to MJ for hanging it out there on the hard competitive tyres. It was not easy, trust me. Sig ends up 7th. Artie Cheng's in 8th. Shush FC in 9th. And Yamasaurus Rex gets 10th. Chubosaurus Rex gets the fastest lap of the race. And man, you got to feel sorry for him. What could have been, really? He'll get the bonus point, fastest lap for the extra bonus point for the fastest lap. That's what I was trying to say. But it could have probably been a lot more points. Unfortunately, there's going to be a few little ones, I think. Again, I'm not too sure of the point standings, but here we wait on Lahardo to finish 14 driver field here. And there you go. That was the Australian Grand Prix here for Pacific in Tier 3. Who's going to get the driver of the day? It's going to be Metz that gets the driver of the day. I think that's a fair play. We'll have to have a look at the final race results in a second or two. But, God, what an entertaining race that turned out to be. Like I said before, smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. And, of course, subscribe to the Race Spec Esports YouTube channel if you have not already. There'll be some other tiers getting underway very shortly, so I'll mention those after we finish up here. So, a Mercedes driver celebrates here at the Australian Grand Prix. Great work from Punt Mastiff there. Just kept the sort of, you know, what's the word I'm trying to think of? There or thereabouts there in the end. And he ends up there with the race victory. No penalties either in the end. And obviously, Lunacy in position 2. Darkness Abyss ends up in position 3. Smeg, our championship leader, in position 4. So that's a good recovery in the end, which could have been a lot more worse had it been for his nearest championship rivals having a few little issues. Metz ends up position 5. Come from 12th to 5th. Not too bad overall. This is where you get the driver of the day. MJJ in 6th. Stig in 7th. Artie Cheng's in 8th. Shush FC in 9th. And Yamasaurus Rex man's out year 10. Then outside, Chubosaurus Rex. Like I said, what could have been for him. He gets the fastest lap bonus point. WA Hutton's in 12th. Schooner Matata in 13th, Lahardo in 14th, and then the two DNFers being Suskaz and Johnny, who of course started from pole position. I'll tell you what, the voice is nearly gone here as always, so I'm going to have to take a little bit of time to recover from that one. But there you go, guys and girls. That was the Australian Grand Prix for round 7 here in Tier 3. Fingers crossed, hopefully you did enjoy it. Little apologies if there was a few little maybe gremlins along the way. There might have been a few little hiccups, but overall I think the streams ended up pretty well here. But we'll get on to... We'll show you the Mercedes car, obviously being the race winner for this round. Yeah, obviously in just about 15 minutes' time, we'll be getting underway. That's what I need to look at. We need to get in this car. There we go. So, yeah, in about 15 minutes roughly, you'll be able to see, I think, fingers crossed, both Tier 2 and Tier 1 on the YouTube channel. It begins at roughly 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, so be sure to tune in for that one. I don't think Tier 4 is being streamed, unfortunately. I could be wrong, but yeah, as always, but as well, keep an eye out as well. Of course, it'll be tomorrow morning for me, but for the Euro guys and the Americas guys, obviously it'll be later on for you, so those tiers will be, I think some of those tiers are live stream as well. I can't remember how many of them are live stream, so just be sure to keep an eye on the YouTube channel to see when they go live. But yeah, as always, smash the like button, like I mentioned, if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the Race Spec Esports YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you want to come and race, there's a link to the Discord channel down in the description below, so you can come check those out. Otherwise, if you want to go follow the social media channels, they are down below as well in the description. Obviously, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We want to come check those out if the Discord link is not working. But yeah, I'll be back on Sunday for the RS Leagues. I think I'll be doing RS3 again, so be sure to tune in for that one at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. But yeah, I'm now going to rest my voice now because I definitely think I need to. But so yeah, keep an eye out. In a couple of moments' time, you'll be seeing the other streams very shortly. But from me, VSR Roscoe Arm in the host chair, it is goodbye, and I'll see you next time.